Hi, it's Chris here, and in this video we're going to go through the best Conical Burr Grinders out there today. Now, I've narrowed this list down to my absolute favorite 5, so no matter what you're looking for, there'll definitely be something on this list for you. So before we jump in, drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be updated with new videos. Alright, as usual, I'm going to skip all the fluff and jump right in. If you want to confirm my recommendations, go in the description and check out that list to ensure you get the best price. Okay, so the first one on the list is going to go to my personal favorite. It's the OXO Brew Conical Burr Coffee Grinder. So if you're still using pre-ground coffee, you might as well be drinking rainwater that's been filtered through a gym sock. This grinder is here to drag you kicking and screaming into the big leagues of coffee snobbery. It's sleek, silver, and it grinds beans so evenly that even your local barista will start looking at you with suspicion. With 15 grind settings and micro adjustments, this machine doesn't just grind, it crafts. It's the difference between carving a statue and whittling a twig like a deranged squirrel. Key features: stainless steel conical burrs, because using a blade grinder is like cutting your steak with a rusty spoon. These burrs ensure a uniform grind, which means actual flavor instead of, I guess this tastes like coffee. And 15 grind settings and micro adjustments. Whether you're making espresso, French press, or some artisanal cold brew bullshit that takes 12 hours, this grinder's got you covered. One touch start with memory, push the button and it remembers your last setting, because let's be real, remembering things before your first coffee is not happening. Large capacity hopper as well, a 3/4 pound or 12 ounce, that's enough beans to power you through several existential crises before a refill. And UV blocking tint on the hopper, because coffee beans are vampires and the sun ruins their flavor. Trapdoor for mess-free bean storage keeps your beans from making a great escape every time you remove the hopper, unlike your will to live before caffeine. And static fighting stainless steel container. Ever had coffee grounds levitate like they've been possessed by a caffeine-fueled demon? Well, this container says F that and keeps everything where it should be. DC motor that won't overheat your beans as well. Overheating ruins flavor. This motor runs cool so you don't end up with coffee that tastes like burnt regret. So who's it for? Well, if you take your coffee seriously or just want to flex on people who think Starbucks is peak sophistication, this is for you. It's perfect for coffee snobs, caffeine addicts, and anyone who considers death before decaf a legally binding statement. The next one is my recommendation for the best budget option. It's the Cuisinart Supreme Grind Burr Coffee Grinder. So coffee should be a delightful ritual, not a chaotic guessing game where your grounds end up looking like a mix between sawdust and gravel. Enter this Cuisinart beast, an electric burr grinder with 18 grind settings, which is just the right amount. Any more and you're basically launching a NASA satellite. With a one-touch grind system and a motor that sounds like it could power a lawnmower, this thing ensures you get your coffee fix before you start questioning your life choices. Key features: the 18-position grind selector from ultra-fine for espresso to extra coarse for that cowboy strength French press that makes you rethink your mortality. One-touch grind and automatic shut-off as well. Push the button, let the magic happen, and avoid that awkward moment where your grinder keeps going longer than your last relationship. Removable 8-ounce bean hopper as well. Holds enough beans to keep a small army caffeinated and makes refilling easy. Also removable, which equals less chance of you throwing the whole grinder in frustration while cleaning. Built-in grind chamber as well. Holds 32 cups worth of grounds. Unless you're mainlining espresso like a psychopath, this thing grinds enough coffee for everyone in the house, or just you, no judgment. And heavy duty motor, 500 watts of raw grinding power, because apparently this thing moonlights as a jet engine. And cord storage and a cleaning brush, because nobody wants their kitchen looking like a crime scene for tangled appliances. So who's this for? Well, perfect for coffee lovers who want control over their grind without spending a fortune. If you like variety in your coffee, hate pre-ground swill, or just need a machine that grinds enough coffee to fuel a week of bad decisions, this is your new best friend. The next one is my recommendation for the best for versatility. It's the Ollie Burr Coffee Grinder. So if you've ever wondered why your homebrew coffee tastes like disappointment and regret, it's probably because your grinder is doing the equivalent of smashing beans with a brick. Enter this thing, a beastly 30-setting Conical Burr Grinder designed to liberate you from coffee mediocrity. It's got precision, power, and a name that sounds like an off-brand medieval knight. But don't let that fool you. This thing is no nonsense when it comes to flavor extraction. Key features: 40mm stainless steel conical burrs. because coffee grounds should be uniform and sexy, not like they survived a bar fight. And 30 grind settings from espresso fine to French press chunky, this grinder doesn't discriminate, it just obliterates. And slow grinding for optimal flavor, it uses a gear reduction motor that grinds slowly and coolly, like James Bond making an entrance but with fewer explosions. Large 10-ounce bean hopper with auto lock as well, holds enough beans to fuel a caffeinated induced existential crisis, while the auto lock system stops them from escaping like a prison break at Starbucks. Friction clutch as well for safety, in case some a-hole stone sneaks into your beans. The friction clutch prevents gear grinding carnage. Built-in overheating protection as well, this grinder won't self-immolate mid-brew because reliable coffee is a human right. Rotary button and 2 to 12 cup settings. Whether you're making a single delicate cup or enough to survive a Monday, the grinder adjusts to your caffeine demands. And easy cleaning. The upper burr lifts off like it's had enough of your shit, and a brush is included for post-grind hygiene. So who's it for? Well, if you're serious about good coffee but still enjoy watching your bank account survive, this is your new best mate. It's for coffee addicts, home baristas, and anyone who refuses to start their day with a cup of dirt-flavored disappointment. The next one is my recommendation for the best precision grinding. It's the Chador Conical Burr Coffee Grinder. So imagine a world where your coffee grinder actually listens to you instead of just doing whatever the hell it wants. This world exists, and its ruler is the Chador Conical Burr Grinder. With a touchscreen panel, 48 grind settings, and a precision timer, this thing is basically a NASA control panel for coffee snobs. If you ever thought, man, I wish my coffee grinder had the kind of accuracy that could land a rover on Mars, congratulations, you've found it. Key features: precision electronic timer up to 40 seconds, because sometimes you need exact control over your grind, and other times you just want to feel like you're defusing a bomb before your first cup. 48 adjustable grind settings: espresso, French press, something in between for the guy who still doesn't know what he's doing. It's got you covered. Anti-static technology as well. No more coffee grounds clinging to everything like a desperate ex. This thing keeps the mess under control. And low-speed conical burr grinding, less heat, more flavor extraction, and zero chance of turning your beans into a pile of burnt sadness. Large 9.7 ounce bean hopper with locking system, holds enough beans to get through a Monday and stays securely locked so you don't accidentally recreate a coffee bean avalanche. And the LCD touchscreen interface, of course, because pressing actual buttons is so last decade. Now you can grind your beans like a futuristic caffeine overlord. So who's it for? Well, perfect for tech-loving coffee drinkers who want precision, convenience, and a machine that won't fling coffee grounds everywhere like a caffeinated tornado. If you like customizing every aspect of your coffee and want a grinder that makes your dumbass friends feel like they need a PhD to use it, this is for you. The next one is my recommendation for the best for espresso lovers. It's the Chador Conical Burr Espresso Grinder. So if your idea of fresh coffee involves a dusty ass bag of pre-ground swill, you might as well be drinking instant and just calling it a day. But if you actually care about flavor, this one is here to slap some sense into you. With 51 precise grind settings, a digital timer accurate to 0.1 seconds, and an anti-static tech, this thing doesn't just grind beans, it engineers perfection. It's basically a Formula One pit crew for your morning caffeine ritual. Key features: 40mm stainless steel conical burrs, minimizes heat to preserve essential coffee oils instead of turning your beans into burnt bullshit. 51 grind settings, from powdered caffeine cocaine for espresso to chunky enough for a French press lumberjack. Precision electronic timer up to 60 seconds, adjustable in 0.1 second increments, because apparently Chador thinks you're building a effing rocket, not just brewing coffee. And portafilter cradle for direct grinding. No more awkwardly spooning grounds into your espresso machine like a barista with a head injury. And 12.5 ounce bean hopper with cup quantification. Pick between 1 to 12 cups so you can either sip casually or brew enough to legally qualify as a stimulant dealer. And anti-static tech and residual cleaner keeps your coffee station cleaner than a monk's internet history. So who's it for? Well, if you're an espresso addict, a coffee geek, or someone who just wants to flex on their guests, this grinder is for you. It's precise, powerful, and so customizable, even your snobbiest friend will shut the F up about their artisanal pour over. Alright, so those are my recommendations there. Hopefully there's something on that list for you, but if you have any questions, drop them down below, and if you found value in this video, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.